Hello, I'm Killikitty, and I just got home from work, and I just wanted to kind of go into a little bit more about myself. So, I'm 40 years old. I have been married a couple of times, and I have a teenage child. All right, and I moved up here to a completely different part of the state for all intents and purposes, basically my dream job, which is going great. So, a little bit about myself. I was a late bloomer, okay? I was born to a single parent household, my mom, and my mom from a very young age had a drug addiction, all right? And I grew up in a really chaotic environment. A lot of times we didn't have electricity. We had a lot of crazy people coming into the house and a lot of drama that revolved around substance abuse. For those of you that grew up in environments like that, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Pure chaos. I never had a good role model. I never had a good example of what adults were supposed to look like, how they were supposed to act, etc., etc. Okay, so I spent my 20s kind of running amok. I wasn't breaking the law. I wasn't doing anything seriously bad, but I wasn't really doing anything good for myself either. I was basically riding motorcycles. I was chasing girls. I was doing whatever I wanted to do. I didn't think about the future, and I was living in the moment. All right. And when my son was born at the age of 28, I finally started thinking about what I wanted to do with my future. This was a moment where I started to realize that what I was doing was not enough to offer a child. And, you know, I'm a guy that I've been working since I was 18 years old. I got a job. That job allowed me to earn a paycheck. That paycheck got me out of the house full of drugs. You know, it got me into a way more stable environment. So as soon as I started working at a young age, I was out of the house. But I wasn't doing anything really with my life. And we're glossing over it, right? Because this video would be too long if I went into all those details, and I will at a future date if somebody wants to know. But suffice it to say, I was almost 30 years old when I decided to grow up. So I was way behind. Most men of my peers had already graduated college, and they had already accrued probably like 5, 6, 7 years in their profession at that point, by that point. Me, I didn't even have a driver's license. So I had to start from square one. And what happened was I spent from the age of 29 throughout my entire 30s, I went back to college. I was driving a city bus at the time because my first job was delivering pizzas at Pizza Hut. I had an apartment. I was delivering pizzas. I was making $6.75 an hour, which in California was not very much money. And I still had a car payment and I still paid my rent, you know, because that was better than going back to the drug house. I didn't want to be there. Okay. I just didn't know how to quite function like a normal adult, even though I knew I needed to have a job and I needed to make money and I needed to stay out of trouble with the law, etc., etc. So around that point, I decided to go back to college. I knew it was going to be difficult, so I did. And I spent about 4.5, 5 years going to college while I was working and while I was taking care of a newborn. Me and my son's mom, we decided that we were just going to remain friends because that's what we were prior to her getting pregnant. And I just wanted it to remain that way. I didn't think that it was good for us to muddy the waters by getting into to continue a relationship that I knew wasn't going to work long term. And so we decided to do that. And so I was a single parent. I was a new father with a newborn that I would have 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. And I went through a lot of years of, going to school, taking care of my child, and working and supporting myself in an apartment. And I'm so thankful that I had the help of, my girlfriend at the time and my dad, and helping me out, helping me watch my child. So time goes on, and and now I'm 40 years old. So basically, I went to college, I got a degree, and right as I was going to move into my field, I got promoted in the job that I was currently in. And this position was going to pay me more than what I would have started at with my degree. So I basically went to college for 5 years for nothing, which was totally fine. It was the perseverance that paid off, right? And it taught me a lot of discipline. Again, I didn't have those good role models. So I just continued on into my career, and I started learning more and more, and I was doing really, really well. Too well, actually, because I wasn't disciplined with my money. I just wasn't disciplined. I had a nice place. I had a nice car. I had a brand new BMW, my second one that I had bought. I had a Harley Davidson, a couple dirt bikes. I was having a lot of fun. And my dream job became available to me. I had the opportunity to apply, and I did. And I, by chance, got the job, but it would require me to move 4 hours away, which meant that I would have to leave everything behind, and I would have to leave everybody I knew, my entire support structure, and I'd have to move to a part of the state that I didn't know. So I was a little bit nervous about that, but I knew that I had to do it. It's one of those things in life where everything falls in place through no effort of your own, and I knew God wanted me up here, and I knew that I had to do it, so I did. I've been up here for over 1.5 years now, and I just want to help people. I am a very flawed individual, and I've had a lot of really hardships in life, but I'm more than that, blessed. And I'm very thankful, and I'm very appreciative of what God's given me. And, there's not enough time to go through things, right? It sounds like something everybody says, right? Everybody says, oh, I've had bad things happen and I've had a hard life, but it's not a competition. It's really what we learn from those things. And I just feel like I want a space for people like me, whether you're 40 or not, whether you're a guy or a girl, or it doesn't matter. I just want a place where people can just, get the help and just have a voice and somebody that can hear and listen to them, and somebody that cares, I'm thankful for everything that's happened to me in my life, especially the bad things. The worst things that have happened to me, I wouldn't take them back for a second, because that's where you really learn who you are. And I think it's been a good thing. So if you're feeling like you're not where you should be, count your blessings, okay? If you're feeling like you're owed more than you have, take stock, count your blessings, but not count your blessings. What am I thinking of? Think of the things that you can be appreciative of, all right? Don't take things for granted, because things can change at any moment. I'm going to wrap it up with that. Just wanted to give a quick video. My lighting is terrible. Forgive me. Literally my second video. So please forgive me for that. Other than that, I'm going to go make some fresh cheeseburgers. And then I'm just going to hang out. So hang out with me for a bit. I'll see you soon. Bye.